This is Kavita welcoming you to my show, Wow, Wonder of Women, Season 3, where my guest will come and give her viewpoints on a topic that many of us might have gone through, are going through, or may go through. As you all know, my guest is here as a woman, as a wonder, as an individual. So there will be no miss, or any other label tagging to my guest's name. The theme for this episode is decision, and the topic is mindset. My guest today is Sharmila Pai. She has done her MA and B.Ed and is a teacher by profession. Currently is enjoying her home by taking catering orders, doing projects of recycling material, taking care of street dogs, being an animal lover. A native of Panjim, she is currently staying in Chimbel. She likes traveling, cooking, gardening, meeting people, and can speak Konkani, English, Hindi, and Marathi. Her fitness regime is walking, eating healthy, and hanging out with friends. So, Sharmila, welcome to my show, Wow, Wonder of Women.
Yes, thank you, Kavita, for inviting me on your show. It's my pleasure to be here.
Sharmila, it's a pleasure having you also over here. Should we start with the first question of this episode?
Yes, sure.
Okay. The first question is, an unmarried woman is looked at differently by society. Do you resonate?
Yes, definitely. Being born in an Indian society where women are always considered as big part of the society, a bigger part of the society, people always consider as she grows up that she'll get married and she'll have a better half with her who will take care of her. So an unmarried woman is looked upon as either she's having some shortcomings and that is why she's not married. That is one thing. Or they may also consider as her as oversmart if she decides on her own not to get married. Or at the most, they will say she's having some character problem. That is why she's not getting married. That is what happens in our
Yeah,
country.
exactly.
I'm referring to
Thinks
our
that she
country.
Nobody
Uh,
thinks that she has a choice whether she wants to or she doesn't.
no,
Correct.
no, no.
Okay. Second question. How a woman wants to lead her life is her concern. And if she's educated and capable of managing things on her own, is it necessary for her to get married?
At this point, I would like to say one thing. Just to manage a business, I don't think we need any companion. But if she's able to do it on her own, and if she is emotionally very strong and she's able to lead her life on her own, it's okay. But just to manage a business, I don't think we should get married. But it's the other way around where a person needs a companion to talk about a full-time support, so to say. So in that case, it is her choice.
Third question, Sharmila. Is it correct for a woman to wait for the right man to get married?
I would like to differ here, especially with the younger generation today. No, I don't think there is somebody called as a right man. Because unless and until we start living with a person, we are not able to understand whether he's right or wrong for you. Superficially, it is not possible. So I feel that women should make herself the right woman and she can be live with a man because marriage is after all adjustments and it is compromises from both the sides. So there's no need for her to wait, but it's a choice. Definitely, if she wants to wait, then it's a choice. But I would like to advise: look out for a good qualities, look out for good whether it's compatible with you, and you can surely go ahead with it.
Next question, Sharmila. A woman getting married at a late age, what are your views?
A woman who gets married at a late age, by the time she comes to that age where she's getting married, she's mentally and people have ruined her peace of mind because people are more bothered about her. So her psychological state of mind has already been shaken. But when she gets married at a later age or she gets married at a earlier age, the feelings of a woman are same, but the energy, the dreams which you have are little they little become shaky as you grow older because you only want to have a companion and you want to live a life with somebody with whom you can share things rather than all the other things which come around with marriage at an earlier age.
Okay, Sharmila. Next question.
Yeah.
Being accepted into the groom's family takes time and adjustments. Your take on it?
Yeah, definitely. What happens is when a girl enters a groom's family, a lady enters a groom's family, the family has a set of culture, certain background, and they have their own type of like setback in the setup in the house. Whereas a person who comes from a totally different background, they may not be able to accept her views, they may not able to accept the changes which she wants to bring in the house. And especially what happens is most of the times it's ego problem that the girl brings about changes in the house which they may not like. That is the reason, but both the parties I should understand about all these things and try to find a mid way about it and adjust, because life is after all, like two even identical twins cannot be same. So if we think and have that mindset, then we can surely welcome a girl in the house. And when we go into somebody's house, we can make them acceptors. That is the thing I would like to, I feel about it that way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Next question, Sharmila. Married and no children is a stigma put by society. Can you empathize?
Yes, definitely. Here again, it's a society who is more concerned about what is going on in your life, whether you want to have kids or whether you don't want to have kids. And what happens, a person who chooses not to have kids can answer, and she's brave enough to answer because it's her decision. But when it comes to ladies who get married early, especially, and they're not having kids and they desperately want to have kids, but when people try to, like all the time give some tags on you, it's very, very hurting. So it's not a good gesture on people's part. People should understand that a lady might not be able to conceive doesn't mean that she should have some fault or some shortcomings in her. That should not be the outlook of people. People should change this viewpoint.
Actually, true,
Yeah.
very true. Next question. Having a child or not is the decision of the married couple. Is it right for the family members to force the couple to have a baby?
No, forcing is not what the family members should do. They can, at the most, convince a person that having a child will, like unite you two together, or you will have something to look forward to, or your dreams and all those come with the child, and it binds the two families together. As we earlier mentioned, that it's very difficult for a groom's family to accept the women. But when a child is born into the family, it is the child who tries to bind the two families together. That is the reason they may want it. But forcing somebody, because if they have psychological problems, they have some health issues, they may not want a child, because it again is the responsibility of the parents, the couple, and the family members will be there for only a short period of time. So I
Ac-
don't think somebody should force. You can definitely convince somebody to have a child, because it's a binding tie between the two families.
Actually, really, true. Okay, next question, Sharmila. Taunts. A woman has to endure them everywhere. How can she take it in her stride?
Yeah, yeah. In basically in Indian society, where you everywhere you go, you have to hear taunts. When you're born, as you go to school, and when you enter a new family, when you're neighborhood taunts. But people should not, like try to learn to ignore the taunts as far as possible. But when it goes beyond your temper level, when you cannot control it anymore, then definitely you have to give back. You cannot stay with all those taunts forever. Otherwise you just learn to ignore them, because that is part of Indian society, where taunts are definitely going to come as flowers on you. So don't take them as taunts, take them as flowers. Try to improve yourselves. Whatever people say, they just dogs bark, we can't keep on stopping them. That is it. But if it goes beyond your control, then you have to give them back.
Actually, and it's a thing that happens everywhere, all over the world. So a woman should
Yeah.
understand she should take it in a stride, ignore it if as long as she can, and when it goes beyond her control and
Beyond
limits,
the control.
then she should give back. Okay,
Definitely.
Sharmila, next question. If a decision taken by a woman proves wrong, how can she do damage control?
Now, we all learn from our mistakes. We all learn to, learn from our failures. So failures are part of life. So also a wrong decision is almost like a failure. So from that, we have to learn how to improve ourselves. What went, we can have a self study and see what went wrong in that particular decision that I took, where I can just improve on that, or I can take a better decision. Maybe it is a step to success, I can say, because a wrong decision will not always be wrong. Sometime or the other, it will help you grow in a better way. So you should take it as a lesson for you and move forward and improve on the mistakes that you have done.
Next question, Sharmila. Woman pulls down woman. What could be the reason?
Here it is basically the insecurity. People who are not confident about themselves, they see other people rising, they see other people progressing, it cannot be tolerated. And that is why they will always want to pull a woman down. So it is basically the insecurity of the woman who tries to pull the other woman down. Nothing else can be done about it.
True. So true. So true. Each woman knows how powerful another woman is, and that is what is her threat that she looks at as a threat and feels insecure
Exactly.
about. It's always about power. I want to have the power. So thank you, Sharmila. With that, we come to the end of this episode's questions. Any other words or tips that of advice or anything else that you would like to share with the audience?
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to tell the audience that, especially ladies who try to, interfere more in people's lives, it is not the question of what other people do. You should look at your own life, not try to interfere in other person's life. Try to improve yourself. What other person, each person has a way of living. Each person wants to live the way she and he wants. Just don't try probing into people's life, especially the girls and the women are more concerned about it. And everybody should take a right decision, looking at the failures, the whatever wrong decisions they've taken, and try to improve and progress based on that. Instead of sitting back and crying over the spilled milk, people should try to see what better they can do out of it.
Fantastic, Sharmila. Thank you so much for those awesome words. I'm sure a lot of women will be motivated and will understand that going through a particular phase in life, a particular decision, a particular situation is her own choice and personal decision. There's no need for everybody else to come and interfere and say things and give unnecessary, unneeded advice. I'm sure each woman is sensible enough to know what is good and bad for her. So thank you so much, Sharmila, once again for coming and being the wow of this episode. Hope a lot of
Thank you
people.
to Kavita for calling me on the show. It was a great time talking about my views.
My pleasure too, and I'm so happy that you were able to make it tough once again. And hey, you women in the audience, stay the wow that you are.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Yeah.